Hello everybody, Toastbomb here. Today we are going to be talking about how variety in games can actually benefit you. And I'm not just talking about different game types in Halo, although that can be true, that can help you. I'm talking about completely different games from Halo. I'm talking about Gears of War, StarCraft, Call of Duty, Battlefield, any game besides Halo can actually benefit you in Halo. Now, the easy conclusion to jump to is just to write it off completely and say, no, that is ridiculous, that can't help you because it's a completely different game, you're not doing the same thing, so how is that even going to benefit you beyond just simple things like aiming? Well, it can actually help you a lot because almost any game, in almost any genre even, has overlapping concepts and things you have to work towards to do well. For instance, let's take a look at Gears of War. Gears of War is a really great game to go and play if you play a lot of Halo, because Gears of War, in order to succeed, it really focuses on purely just cover. That is one of the hugest things, is learning how to manipulate the geometry around you and use that to your advantage. And that's really focused on in Gears of War. And while that's not as focused on in Halo, you can still learn something from Gears of War in that whole cover system and apply that back to Halo. Even if it's not as a significant of a topic, it's still something that can be used. And I've done this a lot. I've gone to StarCraft 2, I've played quite a bit of Dota. I've tried to go into a lot of different games and figure out sort of the competitive side, what makes this game awesome for that thing, and what is hard about it, and what do you need to learn about it in order to be skillful. And in all those games, I haven't come like super awesome and really good at them, but I've tried to at least get to the point where I understand them enough to know what separates good players from bad players and kind of what those standards are. So another example, past Gears of War, StarCraft. StarCraft teaches you a lot, and one of the things that it actually taught me a lot was sacrifice and patience. Because in StarCraft, a lot of times, you're getting attacked by an enemy, and they're taking out your buildings, and you're like, no, I want to keep my buildings, so you go and try to attack them. But that ends up actually being the worst thing, because at that point when you're attacking, your forces are lower than their forces, so then you get wiped out, and then you have zero forces, and then boom, they can just take your entire base. And the better thing would have actually been to sacrifice that building, wait for your forces, your army, to actually build up bigger, so you can actually defend the attack that is coming from the enemy. So that was a huge concept and idea that I hadn't really ever thought about, and I could actually apply it to Halo. You can apply it to things like objective games, especially sacrificing flags, saying, okay, this isn't going to work, they're just going to get it, let's just leave that behind and not even go for that flag. Just let them get it because there's no chance, and if we try to get it, they're probably going to wipe us out, and then they could double cap, something like that. There's a lot of those concepts that are overlapping with Halo that I could actually apply, and that was something really cool. And it's not only just the learning factor, but also the fun factor. I mean, other games are fun and really cool to play. And another benefit of leaving Halo for a little while, to maybe taking a break for a few days or something like that, is that you will come back to the game with fresh eyes. You'll be able to see stuff that you weren't seeing before because you're kind of in this groove of playing, in this play style of playing, and you start to kind of block out things and start having less innovation in your tactics and strategies, and you just kind of get this one-track mind going. So if you leave it for a few days and come back, you might be rusty, and it might be really painful to see yourself like not be able to hit some of those shots you were just a few days ago hitting, but it's worth it a lot of times to actually just take a break for a minute, play another game, learn about that game, and come back with fresh eyes, and come back with a new perspective because A, you were playing a different game, and you were learning about those strategies and kind of getting in a groove with that one. And then also, you just have kind of been away from Halo for a little bit, so once you do come back, you kind of see stuff in a different light. So anyways, that is it for this one. Go out there, play some Gears of War, play some StarCraft, play one of these games, go watch some Day 9 even. That's a really great way. If you don't even have StarCraft, and you still want to kind of experience some of that stuff, but you maybe don't want to go out and buy it, even though you should because it's a really good game, you could just even watch Day 9. He does really great things and talks a lot about really specific concepts and ideas and strategies in StarCraft that can actually be applied in Halo as well. So if you look into that. That can be really great as well. Also, another game, Counter-Strike, very brutal. It might take you a while to start getting into that game as opposed to some of the other games that it's a little bit easier to get into. But once you do get into it, it's really fun. There's a lot of unique strategies there that can also be applied to Halo. Pretty much any game that you pick, you're going to be able to pick out something. So go out there, play some other games, take a little break maybe for a second from Halo, and come back. But anyways, that'll be it. See you tomorrow. Bye.